Jussie Smollett is officially out at Empire. But here's the thing. Side note, they never actually fired James Gunn, okay? And trust me, this is important. It is believed that when they fired James Gunn over his offensive tweets, what they actually said was, listen, we're going to pretend to fire you. We'll bring you back on for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. James Gunn is back on for Guardians 3, and most people believe it was just a PR thing to let things blow over. Here's what you got to be worried about. We have this story from BuzzFeed News. There are no plans for Jussie Smollett to return to Fox's Empire. After Smollett's legal problems, his character will be written out of the show. However, they did renew his contract. I think they're getting ready to bring him back once it all blows over. They say, Fox has renewed Empire, its musical soap opera, for a 6th season, but it appears that Smollett will not return to the show. In a statement to BuzzFeed News Tuesday, Fox and 20th Century Fox, the studio that produces Empire, said his character will not be back for now. By mutual agreement, the studio has negotiated an extension to Smollett's option for Season 6, but at this time, there are no plans for the character of Jamal to return to Empire, the statement read. A source close to the show said they're waiting to see how the dust settles, but as of now, there are no plans to write Smollett into the first half of Empire's next season. Basically, once it all blows over, they're going to bring him back. He's going to get his job back. He's going to get his money back after he perpetrated this hoax, at least according to basically everybody, including the prosecutors. They all believe he did this. They say they have the evidence he did it. He's going to get away with it. He's not getting, he gets the charges dropped. He gets a slap on the wrist. Nothing bad happens to him. 16 felonies gone. And he might even get to come back to Empire. How about that? Smollett's spokesperson issued the statement. We've been told that Jussie will not be on Empire in the beginning of the season, but he appreciates that they have extended his contract to keep Jamal's future open. Most importantly, he is grateful to Fox and Empire leadership, cast, crew, and fans for their unwavering support. In late January, Smollett told police, we get all that stuff. His story fell apart. He alleged he was attacked. His story begins to unravel. He lost support, yada yada. We get it. There's more news here. Trust me, we're not ending just on this. Smollett has maintained his innocence and insisted he was really attacked. Earlier this month, the city of Chicago filed a lawsuit against Smollett after he refused to reimburse police for overtime costs related to the investigation. So we heard this was coming, and now apparently it's official. It was last month, at the beginning of this month. They said, pay up the $130K, otherwise we'll sue you for it. So now they are. Here's the thing. Smollett's camp is saying he was proved innocent. They dropped the charges, and the city screwed up. Because here's the thing. Look, I believe it was a cover-up. I think they're trying to protect him. If he pleads guilty to even one felony, he's not going to be able to travel anymore. It's going to severely restrict anything he can do from that point on. They let him go. Here's the problem. You cannot set precedent that people who have charges dismissed against them have to pay back the costs of the investigation. If they drop the charges, it is presumed it's not even a question of innocence until you're proven guilty. But here's where it gets interesting. Before we move on, I want to point this out. Joy Villa blacklist Jussie Smollett from the entertainment industry, from Fox Business. And this is just someone's opinion, but I thought it'd be interesting to point out. They say that that Empire's coming back. He won't. He should have been completely written off, Villa told Maria Bartiromo. He should be blacklisted from the entertainment industry. I'm sure that opinion is not unique to just Joy Villa, who I believe is a Trump supporter. But here's what gets interesting. Kim Fox moves to block special prosecutor probe in Jussie Smollett case. And this is from just yesterday, because the news is not done yet. They actually want to have, there's calls for an investigation. We've got a lawsuit. The city is not going to let this go. Chicago's a pretty screwed up place. Let me tell you, I grew up there, okay? I've had police screw with me. I've had police break into my house, guns drawn. I've been pulled over by multiple vehicles at once with my friends. You can actually Google this. You can Google search Tim Pool detained, and there's an NBC5 Chicago story about me and my friends, and they have a statement from my friend. They put my face on it for some reason. But yes, police in Chicago have a bad track record. It's kind of scary. I have more than enough stories to tell you about falsely being accused, about being harassed by cops, but the narrative is almost always about how the police are racist and they do these things. But here we have a story of the privileged elite. There was another story that I had pulled up, but I didn't think it was worth reading through because it was kind of confusing. I think it was from the Tribune, where they said, if you want to understand what's going on with Jussie Smollett, why he's getting away with this, why they'll even consider bringing him back on the show, you need only Google search Jussie Smollett Barack Obama. When the president, former president now, by the time, I believe it was when Barack Obama was president, is praising Smollett. You think bad things are going to happen to a bad person like Smollett when he's got friends in high places? That's how things work. Not only does he have money and he can make things go away, but he's got powerful friends, because as we know, there was an aide to Michelle Obama who put in some text messages to Kim Foxx. Well, apparently now they want a special prosecutor probe into the case. There was a call from a former prosecutor saying this is unusual. We had the Illinois Prosecutorial Bar Association saying this is not legitimate. And now they're suing him because Kim Foxx, in my opinion, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it. There are very few people that I believe are truly evil, but I think Kim Foxx is an evil human being. She is letting Jussie Smollett get away with this. And maybe it's because she's got tremendous pressure from extremely powerful people. I don't care. I literally don't care. Jussie Smollett, the police, Rahm Emanuel, prosecutors, former prosecutors, they're all saying, dude, what is going on? They're filing a lawsuit. And she provided the shield to Smollett so he can get away with 16 felonies. Please, Chicago, will you extend that benefit to other people who have been falsely accused or are facing these charges? Of course not. Smollett's a rich person. He gets to do whatever he wants. Chicago's top prosecutor is fighting a push to appoint a special prosecutor to investigate her office's handling of the case against actor Jussie Smollett. Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx said she'd welcome an independent probe into her office's dismissal of felony disorderly conduct charges that accused Smollett of staging a racist and anti-gay attack on himself. But the Chicago Sun-Times reports she filed a motion Tuesday opposing retired appellate judge Sheila O'Brien's demand for a special prosecutor. How about that? In another motion, Fox seeks to quash O'Brien's subpoenas for her and a top assistant to appear in court Thursday. Let me ask you something. Donald Trump, right now, as I'm recording this, Bill Barr is testifying to Congress. And the Democrats are saying, is it obstruction? If they resist the subpoena, should they be arrested? There was an op-ed written that said, Congress, law enforcement should be prepared to arrest William Barr if he refuses to answer these subpoenas. They say that Trump trying to resist a special prosecutor is obstruction of justice. Trump wanted to fire Mueller on conflict of interest. And it's a point of contention right now between Democrats and Republicans. And they're saying obstruction. Let me ask you about Kim Foxx. Do you think the Democrats are going to come out in force and say Kim Foxx is obstructing justice? I'm going to go ahead and give a loud, resounding, of course not. Barack Obama endorses Smollett. Michelle Obama comes to his defense. Kim Foxx falsely states she's recusing herself. She recuses herself. If you're not familiar, Kim Foxx claimed she was recusing herself when this was going through, but she didn't. Because a recusal would mean your office steps out, special prosecutor comes in from a different state or a different jurisdiction. No, she just personally said, I'm going to look this way while my office still handles this, and gives Jussie Smollett less than a slap on the wrist for committing this hoax, smearing Chicago, my hometown, making everybody look bad. Chicago already looks bad. And that's what she wants to do. And now she's blocking the investigation. Why? Well, because like I said, I think she's a pretty evil person, right? She's self-interested. She's self-righteous. She's giving Jussie Smollett a pass. They don't give passes to other people, although she's been accused of giving passes to other people. The point is, Smollett is a wealthy, privileged elite. But it also shows something else that's really important. Privilege. You want to talk about privilege? I'll tell you where privilege comes from. It comes from connections and money. The color of your skin doesn't matter when you know the president. Seriously. When the president endorses you in a video, do you think the color of your skin matters? Nope. Because what's going to happen? I mean, Barack Obama's worth, like $40 million at this point? They say, Fox is also seeking permission to allow her office and the county's inspector general access to records in the case that were sealed last month when the charges were dropped. Why is that? What is she doing, and why is she doing it? This world is filled with tribalists, in-groups, out-groups. Listen, activists say, snitches get stitches. And the police say, don't cross the blue line. They mean basically the same thing. Protect your own, don't rat them out. Jussie Smollett, he's in this group. He's connected, he's powerful, and Michelle Obama's aide came to his defense. So Kim Foxx says, this is how politics actually works. You can commit crimes and get away with it. We know, about all the cronies in the financial crisis. They don't see any jail time. They don't see any criminal action. They destroyed the lives of a lot of people. A lot of people killed themselves. A lot of really bad stuff happened, the financial crisis. Not the worst of the worst, but yeah, it was bad. Did anybody get in trouble? Not really. Iceland arrested people. I'm not saying they should arrest. Criminal charges are difficult. The point is, in groups protect in group no matter what. And Jussie Smollett is one of the privileged elites. These same people will rub in your face your race to accuse you, Asian or white, of being privileged. Meanwhile, we can see what really happens. Jussie Smollett gets to commit 16 felonies, gets indicted, gets busted, evidence against him. He gets to walk. Not only does he get to walk, he actually has an option to return to his job because, as they state, a source close to the show said they just want to see how the dust settles. They want Jussie back. They want him on the show. They don't care that he's evil. They don't care that he tried to destroy, like he's destroying the fabric of our society and making people hate each other. They don't care that he's a disgusting bigot who committed 16 felonies. They don't care. They want him on the show. They're just concerned about PR. You know how it goes. Welcome to the real world. Let's talk about privilege. We'll talk about how this man's got an inordinate amount of privilege to commit these crimes and get away with it. And that's how life really works. And I think the main reason you see all these celebrities push the regressive narrative about white privilege and other things, I'm not saying it's entirely false, right? I understand the concept. But they do this so that wealthy individuals can pass the buck onto poor people. I'm not exaggerating. Think about it. When someone like Jussie, who's, what is he, a millionaire? He's making like $100,000 per show or some ridiculous nonsense. He still has an opportunity. I'd like to see that privilege granted to a working class dad who lost his job. What are you going to do for him? Yeah, privilege. Let's talk about privilege. Wealthy connections, the privileged elites. It comes from money, class, and connections. And that's about it. And they will lie so they can protect people like him and claim it's all about racism and other nonsense, which they've tried to do. They've tried. I'm going to leave it there. Otherwise, I'll get ranting on a bunch of other stuff. But stick around. I got more videos coming up later today. The next video at 4 p.m. on my main channel, youtube.com/Timcast. Yes, it's a different channel. I will see you there.